Hey guys. So I was kind of talking about my medications today with somebody, and I decided that I'd at least go over some of them on camera, like a weird unboxing, I suppose. Oh, there's that envelope she was talking about. Yes, I did get the change. Huh. Not that I needed it. This is just my ADHD med. I only had one left, so after tomorrow, I would have been out. So, I'm on several different medications, primarily for pain. Um, One of them's a migraine preventative. One of it's to help with like sciatica. Um, the common name is Flexeril, but I'm on the generic, of course. Most things I'm on generic. Um, there's a diclofenac, I think is how it's pronounced. That's for pain. Um, yes, Muffin. ¿Qué pasa? Oh, ¿Qué pasó? I'm sorry. You gonna come up? Muffin. No? You look like you wanna. Muffin. You really gonna stop me in the middle of things and then not hop up? Rude. Now you're not gonna look at me. I apologize. So there's the little cyclobenzaprine. I think that's the Flexeril common name. Diclofenac. The topiramate is for migraines. And yeah, that's it for those. And then the other things I take are medicinal cannabis products. I'm certified actually to legally do that. The place I go to, it has like a pharmacist. Um, it's a bit like a bank where they even have security doors that you have to go through and plexiglass. Um, you have to show your ID and your certificate every time. They only take cash or debit. I don't even think they take checks. I don't use my checks except when they've needed it for um, like online banking purposes, and that's just for the routing number. So, um, like it's a very legit place. Um, I went. There was a process to it. First, I had to get the referral through my pain and wellness doctor. He's the one I specifically see for my pain meds. There's somebody who is an outside doctor, but she has an office there, so she'll um, do the certificate process kind of there, but she has her own private office elsewhere. Um, so that's Dr. Calkins. Um, it was $85 for me to get certified. And I'll have to renew it every year. That'll be $65. Um, Thankfully, the place I go to, Vero Health, um, they apparently let you each time, like when you initially certify and then each time you recertify, they have a promotion that you get, how much was it? I think it was $50 off of any order $150 or more. Um, you can use those at any point, but you have 3 per year, essentially. So I went through those initially. Um, it helped save a bunch of money. Now I usually wait for a sale, which there was one today. All their products were 40% off. Plus, they had some that were expiring soon, so I got those at 75% off. Um, so I have more than enough to last me 2 months. That I got today. Um, I I don't think what I do technically is considered microdosing, but since I usually only take them once a day, and they are smaller doses of CBD or some CB derivative and THC, um, it might be. I'll have to look more into that before I can definitively say. Um, but I don't take a lot. I don't take it to get that high sensation. Actually, I don't like that because that usually puts me ready for a nap. Um, and when I take my meds, my afternoon meds as I call them, I take it with an energy drink to ensure that that doesn't happen. Because if I feel like I sleep too much, um, I don't like the way it makes me feel in general. It also affects my mood because I don't like feeling like I've wasted my day. Um, I mean, I know I don't do a lot every day, but sleeping feels like I'm just still wasting it because I could be playing games, I could be talking to people, I could be doing housework or listening to music or watching TV. You know, there's other things that could be more engaging than just sleeping. So, um, sorry, I decided to do this kind of on the fly, so I wasn't quite prepared. I'm just searching my thoughts. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, but the process to get certified was relatively easy. But I had already been seeing my pain and wellness doctor for 5 years about now before I finally pulled the trigger and said that I wanted to do this. I had issues before. Okay, more like concerns. Trigger. Old man Muffin's playing with one of the toys I got them for Christmas. Um, get it, get it. I don't know if you can hear his tail thumping. Okay, so oh, some dry skin. Oh, it's a boo boo. Yeah, I call them boo boos. Whatever. Um, I think I need to ask for an increase on my ADHD meds. By the way. So yeah, so the process was easy. I had already been seeing my my doctor for some time, my pain and wellness doctor, and I'd already expressed a desire to get off of opioids, and we had already, oh, that's right, one of my other pain meds, one of my fridge meds, so that's why I didn't think about it. When I was discussing my meds before, you might have noticed my eyes might have been closed because I was picturing I have a little metal shelf attached to my wall where I keep my pill bottles, so they just don't go flying somewhere or whatever. Um, I forgot to mentally picture the shelf in my fridge where I keep my other meds. Like my cannabis beds will be joining there after I package them. Repackage them. So I'm on a very low dose naltrexone. It's put into a suspension fluid. So each script I get of it will only last 2 weeks. Or I should say each refill, because the scripts, they're 5 or 6. So 1 plus 5 refills. So I'm on 6 micrograms, or no, milligrams. It's a dropper, so it's 6. I just know it's 6. No, I mean milliliters. It would be better if it just said tablespoons, but I know I'm a fucking Yankee. So normally naltrexone is for people that are coming off specific addictions, like alcoholism, opioid addictions, stuff like that. Which is why naltrexone usually isn't prescribed to anyone who is on an opioid. So I had to get weaned off of what I was currently on before I could even get on the naltrexone. But when it's given to patients with pain issues in low doses, it has shown to have a pain relieving effect. Probably because it also is supposed to have that for the drug addicts, because it's supposed to be helping wean them off of opioids. So it makes sense if you think about it and know anything about why people get addicted to those things in the first place, and the history. So it does make sense, once I'm actually like saying it out loud and everything. So yeah, there's that, and I only take that once a day also. The ones that I mentioned in pill form, I take twice a day. So yeah, I've been seeing my pain doctor. We had moved me from the opioids because after my CIDP, I was left with still the slip/herniated disc. Then there was the nerve damage in particular areas. There's the nerve weakness kind of in my legs, like going upstairs. It's a weird sensation, so I'm going to try to describe it as best as I can. It's not that I can't go upstairs, but my legs immediately feel 4 to 5 times heavier. It doesn't even look that way as I'm moving my leg, but just to me, that's what it feels like. Like my leg doesn't want to actually do the motion because it feels heavy. I'm not sure that's going to make sense, but nerve damage is a hell of a thing. So be careful with yourself. I mean, with me, there was nothing that could have been done. Guillain-Barré and CIDP can affect anyone with an immune system. So it doesn't matter. It wasn't a weight thing, because actually I was thinner at that point. So it's not a weight thing. It's not a fitness thing. It's not a race thing. It's not a gender thing. Like it's random. Super rare also, but random. So yeah, there was just a lot of things that I needed pain management to be able to just even do the chores around my house. To go out and do the food shopping, to be able to sit in a chair for even a short length of time Like my back today has been killing me because it was just earlier yesterday that I did my other videos, and that was like 3+ hours, I think, between the two of them, um, of me just sitting here on the couch, and even that can seriously hurt my back. Um, so when I was in the hospital and when I was initially discharged, um, I was on Percocet. Um, and it was still low doses. I think I started at the lowest dose possible, which I think is 5, and then I moved to 7.5. Um, it was oxycodone and acetaminophen, so there's like I think it was 325 for the acetaminophen with the 7.5. This was some years ago, so I wish I could remember it better. Um, but I remember that I had been on those, let's see, I started seeing Dr. Leonard 5 years ago, so it was about 5 years that I was on the perks. Um, but I was even so hesitant to ask for that increase. Um, every time I did, I because of my mom's own substance abuse issues, I had concerns. I had fears. Um, and at least at that point, I was seeing my primary doctor, Dr. Martin. So he at least knew of my history and how I felt about it. And that's where he was explaining to me that, yes, I was becoming dependent on them, but I was not becoming addicted to them because I wasn't abusing my medication. Um, because there were some times that I would go, I made sure to skip doses if I felt like I didn't need it. Um, so sometimes I went past the date where it was time to refill. I waited until I needed to refill before I would ask for the refill. I was, I suppose still am, very concerned about those, picking up those habits. So that's why when it was even mentioned that I could and I would most likely be easily approved for medicinal cannabis, um, I was hesitant because, some people make the argument that you can't really become addicted to pot, but my mom would certainly be a contender to dispute that statement. Um, she'd be more likely to quit smoking cigarettes before she'd quit smoking pot. She's stopped drinking before she would stop smoking pot. She's never stopped smoking pot to my recollection. And so far as I understand, hasn't stopped since I was thrown out at 16 either. And this is according to my sisters and the one aunt that I do talk to more often than anyone else, really. So, because my mom used to use her for money and stuff to get said products. So, um, so that's why I yeah, this video is going longer than I even intended to begin with. I just, I get a little soapboxy about this subject, um, because I understand that people sometimes want to use this product to have a good time, and I'm not against that so much. But because of what I saw these impairing substances do to my mom and watch her become addicted to these substances, it makes me have concerns for people. Like, even if I see them socially drinking a lot, or anytime like they seem to be having a hard day after work, they decide to pop open a beer or something, but they always seem to be having a bad day at work. You know, those sorts of things. I've been around the signs enough to know when it's going to start becoming a problem. And you ask people that have had addiction issues, and they'll probably tell you they thought they could handle it until they realized they weren't. Um, so, um, I'm talking about this, and in case YouTube decides to look at this, like, I'm talking about this because it's important. It's meant to be educational and about responsible use. Even with the, you know, the fact that I have gotten the proper medical credentials to have this product, and anyone else who has the proper credentials to have this product, I implore responsible use. It doesn't even take a lot of this stuff to get that high feeling. Like, because I ran out of my tincture earlier, I actually took 2 of my smallest dose gummies, and I'm feeling it a little bit. It may or may not be noticeable for anyone watching this and having seen my previous videos. I don't know. I still think I'm relatively very coherent. And not actually very giggly. Like, I've laughed at my own jokes lots of times before, so I don't think I've been doing that even more than normal. So, but you know, I'm feeling good. But those gummies, are only each 5 milligrams each of THC and CBD. So I only had 10 milligrams of each this afternoon. That's it. And whatever I was able to eke out of that tincture bottle, which really wasn't that much. I poured my energy drink into it a little bit and shook it, and I got more residue on my lips than anything else, so I don't really think I got that much. But, you know, I knew I was going out. My back was hurting because I had rinsed out my hair. You know, yesterday you guys might have seen me color it. So I had to do that. You know, Tom's mom's meals showed up, so I had to take care of those too. And, you know, I needed to be able to do these things. So, My mouth is doing the dry thing though. um, so yeah. And I will always refer to it as cannabis. Apparently, I read this like 20 years ago, but calling it pot, calling it marijuana, um, it's they're like derogatory terms, and that was intentional apparently by our government on the whole war on drugs thing. Um, I mean, I learned it 20 years ago, but obviously they started this back in like the 60s, I think possibly even the 50s. Um, because they wanted to disparage the use. Oh, that's a sorry. I just saw a little tuft of fur on my rug. Okay, yeah. I might be just I apologize. Um I felt more even before. Uh but I did take these a little bit late too. Um but now I'm feeling like that last giggle might have helped. As odd as that is, as you can see, it doesn't actually take a lot to achieve that high feeling. I, in discussing things with the pharmacist at Vero Health, we went through some products that would help alleviate the symptoms of pain that I felt, but it also has helped more with my depression and my anxiety as well. So that's been some added bonus. But they're dispersed in a manner that I'm I'm really able to control the dosing, which helps give me a feeling of security with it. Um, they do sell vapes and they sell flour and like the buds, and stuff like that. But smoking, even vape, um, it's it's not good for you. You're still inhaling things into your lungs. Um, I suggest you reading Mayo Clinic. If you want to disagree with me, read there first because um, I was considering looking at the vaping because I thought maybe it would still be measured enough and then I could look at, price and I'm trying to make sure I'm getting the most cost effective remedies for me. Um, as I've stated before, I kind of pride myself on being kind of like a bargain hunter, and especially with how much this can cost me. Like, I spent close to 130 for this stuff, but again, this is probably going to last me more than 2 months with the gummies, 2 months dosing with the tinctures. So, I mean that's about $60 a month, no, a little bit over 60. 120. So 165 abouts. But I got some gummies that were just pure THC to kind of have as a like I've really kind of messed up my back because I overdid it, sort of pull in case of emergency sort of thing. And they were on clearance, so I paid like $8.75 per bag. I got 2 bags. Um, so See, I like bargains. But yeah, so inhaling, whether it's a joint or a vape, it's not. I mean, it's healthier than smoking cigarettes, but you're still inhaling things into your lungs. So there's your lungs aren't made for that. It's not. Um, so there's just other ways to go about it, but in the end, you'd have to be an adult to get this stuff. So you're an adult. You will make your choices. But I care, so I'm trying to look out for you. Okay? Right. So, this is just my order form. Sort of giving me basic ingredients or information about medications. The product's only used for medicinal use as recommended by your healthcare practitioner and the management of an approved qualifying medical condition. Keep these out of reach of children. Inactive ingredients for some of the things they sell. Cool. I actually didn't pay attention to that before. I don't know why, but maybe because I looked at I usually look on the bags themselves. Let's see, there's my receipt. So, yep. I bought 7 items all together. 2 of the High Color Chews Concord Grape. 10 milligrams of THC per serving. They're normally $35. And I got a 75% expiring product discount. So it says minus $26.75, so I think it's $7.75 is what I paid for each. And then there's the Alfonso Mango Chews. They sell them in 2 sizes, but this is the only one that has basically even THC and CBD, and that's why I select them. Because they help different types of pain. So they have them as 10 and 10, but then they have the 5 and 5. And I usually do the 5 and 5 because that's enough most days, along with the tincture. So I got 3 of those. Normally $35, but $14 off each one. And then there's the Lazarus tinctures, which are 30 milliliters. 1 milliliter per dose. So each one lasts a month. They're normally $40. Save $16 off each one. My subtotal would have been $251.44. Apparently there's a Johnson City rate and then a total tax. So I guess I got essentially taxed twice because they're for the same amount. Each one says $3.56. Total discount $126.50. So my grand total is $128. They rounded it up because I was paying with debit and they round up by 5. So I paid $130 and they gave me back $2, which I then gave to Diana, but then she paid for my ADHD meds with that. So everything broke out even there. So $130 for all my meds today, but total of 7 items. That's actually pretty good, I feel anyway. But now I will show you a bit more of what the items are like. Okay, this is one of the Concord grapes. Okay, they don't expire until March. And says use within 90 days after opening. I'll probably do that. I'll just make sure to go a little bit more ham on my housework. These bags are really hard to just keep popping open. So I usually just cut them and then put them into Tupperware containers and then put them in my fridge. This also helps make sure that cats don't get into it for some reason. Because I'm not that asshole. My mom used to do that with her pets, though. Cats, birds, bunnies. She'd blow smoke right in their faces. This is what they look like. They're just squares. I barely smell anything with this one, but it smells like jelly. It does. It smells like grape jelly, faintly. So again, I'm not advocating for kids to just get stuff and get stupid. Not at all. Whether that's this stuff, alcohol, not. I mean, in the end, you're going to do what you're going to do, but you should be focusing on school, because you'll have a window of time to fuck around. Trust me. You'll have that time. But when you're in school, whether that's high school, you know, maybe you can let loose a little bit on the weekends in college. But during those times, just you should be focusing on your studies so you can have the life you really want. That's maybe do a little bit better than me, or a lot better for that matter. Oh, and just to show you, because I still have some in here, the mango ones, they're the same size even though the dosage is lower. Because the THC is lower in these two, you barely taste it. Those ones are going to taste a little bit more earthy, the grape ones. Thankfully, I don't mind it that much. Haven't placed. I did place my order. I guess they have to put those in the bags. Okay. So these are what the Alfonso mangoes look like. Again, 20 count bags. Wow, these don't go bad until September. So I guess that there is a big difference when they package these. There it is. But yeah, just, you know, especially if you want to be able to like go F off to Disney or, you know, Aruba, or, you know, you want to have that baller lifestyle. Do kids still say baller? It's just, you know, just Focus on building that future so then you can have it. And, you know, then you can be having whatever drinks you want in the Bahamas. You know, hanging out with strippers in Vegas or Thailand, you know. Maybe see some lady boys. I wouldn't mind seeing some lady boys. But I can't because I don't got money. I have to spend it on medicine. I mean, yeah, it's good tasting medicine, but it's medicine. The seal thing didn't come off just right. But yeah, I guess I'm doing a little life lesson, Dessa, right now while I'm trying to get these in the container. They cover them with like a sugar to try to keep them from sticking together, but only does like a half a job. Oh, I just noticed on some of these now, they started putting stickers where it says 1:1. Like I said, it's 5 milligrams and 5 milligrams. So vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO. Oh, wait, this is different. It's technically 5.8 milligrams of THC per piece. So they might have increased the formula or realized that maybe they were a little off. Who knows? But yeah, they tend to stick together a little bit, and then I have to spend that extra time to pull them apart when I'm trying to get them out to eat. But thankfully, they don't have that much in the way of calories, I think. Product facts. Are you not going to give me nutritional values at all? God damn. Well, it's an inactive ingredient. So my gummy vitamins are usually around 20 calories, 20 to 25. So I'd assume it's about that much each. So, but 2 months of gummies. And then 20 emergencies. And then I'll show you guys what one of the tinctures look like. This stuff is gross tasting. So if you were to do something like this, first of all, holding it under your tongue, it won't dissolve that way. So that's what the pharmacist told me straight up, right off the bat. And so that's usually why I also drink the energy drink when I'm taking these, just because as soon as I swallow this, I'm chasing it with the energy drink, at least a big old swallow. This is what it looks like. This is the purple one. It's a CBG and CBD. So there's no THC in this. So this is more geared towards like the slip/herniated disc and the nerve damage. It's not like muscles and stuff like that, which I think the THC helps with. Or I could have that backwards. But usually I'm not. I just think that I do sometimes. I doubt myself a lot. So, basically, there's 25 milliliters of CBD and CBG in each dose, so each dropper. And just to show you, doesn't look appealing either, huh? Let me show you closer. Brown. It's like, how did I explain it? It's like you take a few of the woodsy, like, essential oils and you're putting them in your mouth. That's what it makes me think of. Like, I like matcha and stuff like that. Like, there's that grassy flavor. I like that. This is more woody, and there's that oil, which I don't like the texture. So that's not fun. But, yeah, it just... So, but it helps a lot. And I only take the one dropper every day. Usually just the one mango gummy. And I mean, it's just being responsible. And I keep all this stuff in the fridge. I don't know if it helps keep it fresher or anything like that, but I just figure it's a good idea. Better safe than sorry. Especially with a natural product like the tincture. It's an oil. I don't know if it would possibly like separate more if it was like heated, because especially right now in the winter, the heat's on, stuff like that. I don't know. So I also have to remember to put my other meds back in their rightful place. So yeah, I've explained a little bit now about the meds that I take. If anyone else were to go on medicinal cannabis, these would be the products I would suggest. Because again, it's smaller doses. So you're not going crazy about it. You're not looking like Amberlynn Reed. You know what I'm saying? Like the Delta thing, that makes me so mad. Delta, for the record, is THC. Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, these are specific derivatives of THC that contain the psychoactive compounds. That's why they're doing more of that high feeling. They're not being produced in the same places that are actually making medicinal products. So they're being sold in head shops, sticker shops, whatever you want to call them. Sticker shops are different than head shops, though. Sticker shops are trying to circumvent laws, and are usually considered legal. But Deltas really don't have any additional effect besides giving you that high feeling. And because they're also being produced by people that, it's sort of like, how to explain it? Panera. They have that whole charged lemonade thing going on right now. Part of the issue is that it's mixed in-house with their charged lemonade, And so they can't even properly control the concentration of the caffeine that even each batch is getting. Going to these other shops that don't deal in medicinal cannabis, you're kind of getting the same thing. When you're getting hemp derived CBD products from Amazon, stuff like that, you don't necessarily know what you're getting either. I did my research and I talked to the pharmacist about it, because I needed to look at things before I even decided to start being on them. Like, I needed peace of mind because I didn't want to be my mom. Plain and simple. So I want you guys to be safe. You know, it's why I will never like the factory produced narcotics that are out there, because you don't know what they're putting in them, especially with this whole fentanyl stuff going on. Like, you don't know, and people are dying. I don't want people out there dying. I don't want anyone watching this, especially. I mean, you're taking the time to watch me. Why would I want you to die? I love your faces. So, you know, I just want you to be responsible in anything you're putting in your body, really. You know, I'm not saying don't have fun, with alcohol, but just be mindful. Understand that there are potential side effects. Some of them that can continue with you for the rest of your life, especially if you become addicted. It's I just don't hear people talk about it that much, and I don't know, I thought maybe I should. So I think I'm going to do the dinner thing because it is a bit late. 6:13 p.m. on Friday the 29th. Again, this was impromptu, so again, tomorrow I will be busy for at least part of the day. We intend on going to see Tom. We're gonna bring him a nice dinner, kind of like a early New Year's thing, since it's only the 30th, but it'll be a nice thing from Wegmans. So yay. Ham, scalloped potatoes, and green beans, I think, are the primary culprits for dinner. So I might, do something either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I will write out my resolutions. Maybe try to keep it short in discussing them. But we know how great I am with that, right? So, be safe with any potential New Year's plans you're making. Love yourself. Love your people, the people around you. And I love you. Talk to you later.